Now, I want to shift gears a little bit, and I want to talk with you about building a foundation of wellness. So much of the time, we believe that health and wellness is a singular event. If we could somehow capture a thought about health, it would most often cycle around what is metabolism. Now, most everybody would tell you that metabolism is how your body burns fat. How efficient is your body at maintaining and eliminating excessive caloric intake? We, in some ways, when we talk about metabolism, we talk about metabolism in the context of a whole body expression. And while you might define metabolism for yourself as saying and meaning, metabolism is how I myself burn calories, that's not the medical definition. So I would like to define metabolism in another way. Metabolism is actually, if we described it medically, please just go ahead and advance my slides. I'm sorry, we're live, so it's the way it is. This is not what I have, so I need you to just now follow me and forget about the script, if that's okay. Metabolism is how the body creates energy. It's how the body heals itself. And lastly, it's how the body rids itself of toxicity. Now, in the future, I and others are going to talk more about metabolism, and we're going to talk more about the value that it is as a foundation. Now, the question really becomes, just go ahead and advance my slides if you would. I'm sorry, I really apologize for this, but as I do this, just advance my slide. So we're going to talk about how the body cleanses itself in a more natural format. Now, the body, of course, has, like it does in all circumstances, an ability to manage its own needs. And in this case, in managing toxic load, we have specific organs that act as filters. That includes the liver, the kidneys, the lungs, the colon, and of course, the skin. Now, when we look at the skin and the other organs that are involved play significant roles in how the body cleanses itself. Now, what you're looking at is the process, or if you will, the pathways for cleansing within the body. Anytime we're exposed to a toxin, it either will be eliminated as a fat-soluble toxin or a water-soluble toxin through, respectively, the colon or through the kidneys. Many times, cleansing is a process that is little understood. However, I would submit to you that cleansing is a normalized process that you and I experience on a daily basis. Now, one of the problems with cleansing, when we look at cleansing, is how do we actually detox? Yes, the body has a process that it follows for cleansing and for detoxification. It's a natural process that's fueled by body metabolism. Remember, we've defined metabolism to say how your body creates energy, not how it expends energy, how your body heals itself, and how your body rids itself of toxicity. Now, over the years, many patients have come to me, and they've talked with me about detoxification. They have a variety of different ways that they actually approach that. Some have been very well founded, and I will share with you, some have been very misguided. I would like to submit to you some very clear thoughts now about how we support our body in this detoxification process, and tell you that essentially there are only two ways that we can detox. Now, while we look at nutritional support and we look at focused cleansing, they share some similar attributes. They're both detoxifying. However, there is some lack of similarity between them that is of important note and that we should understand. Let me also make the point that I'm not trying to be mutually exclusive, and let me exercise a little bit of caution, because I also realize that one of the fundamental things that you and I can participate in when we choose to do all that we can to participate within our own health is to make choices that we feel like are best for us. And while I'm not saying that focused cleansing is not something we should do, I am saying very clearly that focused cleansing cannot work and will not provide benefit unless first we have nutritional support. Nutritional cleansing is how the body naturally cleanses itself. It's not episodic, it's consistent. You learned a little bit earlier in the video that we watched about toxicity, that toxicity is a constant in our daily lives. It never, under any circumstances, goes away. And so we need consistency in our body's ability to control and manage. That is what nutritional cleansing is. It is core support, and it's a gentle process. That's different than somehow focused cleansing can be. While it can be detoxifying, it has to use the exact same pathway for cleansing. It can be aggressive, it can be stressful, and under the worst of circumstances, if we are already dealing with a system that's under toxic load, and now we do an aggressive cleansing process, we can create what's known as a Herxheimer reaction. And a Herxheimer reaction is difficult because it not only has outward display of overwhelming our system, but it also can have consequences internally in our body systems as a whole. Most often, we see Herxheimer reactions develop as skin rashes or other irritations, and this is clear evidence that we've surpassed our body's ability to manage toxic load and the system itself, those cleansing organs that are designed to do that. So I want to share with you now some simple things that we can do that we can provide strength into that system for nutritional cleansing, which is our first line of defense, because we're exposed to a wide variety of toxicity, both intrinsic and extrinsic, things outside of our environment and things internally within our environment. Intrinsic toxicity can be really challenging because intrinsic toxicity happens through normal metabolic process in the body. So how do we support our body? Although I'm not going to share with you anything particularly new at this point, I hope it offers you some additional insights into the things that we should be doing on a daily basis. You already know and understand, and we've spoken many times about how vitamins and minerals and enzymes are intrinsically linked one with another. One cannot function without the other. And that completion of those processes or cycles through different pathways in the body are dependent on the complete activity of those nutrients. And so we look at the things that we currently offer you within doTERRA, and it brings new meaning and it brings definition into why we say there are some things that we need to do on a daily basis. Lifelong vitality, essential fatty acids, vitamins and minerals, and important cellular cofactors all reside within the process of how the body detoxifies itself. It stimulates not only the activity, but it prevents damage and some of the unwanted metabolites that may develop through that process naturally. Now we know that enzymes and vitamins and minerals are imperative to work one with another. We also, I would suggest, the Zendocrine supplement. Now this is botanicals that are formulated specifically to support each of the individual organs of cleansing that we experience. Now we also introduced to you not too long ago, we introduced to you the doTERRA greens, fiber, and of course the proteins. Now I love the greens product because this is macronutrients. Its nutrient density, which you've already now learned, helps to drive these processes naturally within the body. And then of course we have fiber. Both insoluble and soluble fiber are critical to have proper functioning of the colon, one of the cleansing organs of the body. And then lastly, there's protein. We tend to put proteins into its own category of I need proteins if I'm working out. I need proteins if I'm building muscle. While all of that is true, proteins play another very critical and important role for you in your natural cleansing process. They, in fact, provide many different amino acids which support metabolic enzymes. Metabolic enzymes are critical. Remember, we take the Terrazyme because we need metabolic enzymes. And the Terrazyme, as a food enzyme, allows our body to be focused more fully on metabolic enzymes. Metabolic enzymes offer critical support for cleansing organs and tissue within the body. With that, I would tell you that specifically the largest and the most important organ in that process of cleansing is the liver. All metabolic processes, in one way or another, transform and work their way through the liver. And so having critical metabolic enzyme support to the liver is important. You can start to understand and see why I say daily nutrition is our first step in understanding how we can manage and control the amount of toxicity and the efficiency of our body in being able to eliminate that toxic load for ourselves. Now, I know I've talked a lot about nutrition, and I want to spend just a brief moment and talk with you about the value of essential oils. Now, remember earlier we suggested we all experience intrinsic forms of toxicity. Unhealthy metabolites can be formed through normal metabolic activity. Critical tissues, proper cell function, and the protective qualities of antioxidants such as glutathione are critical. Now, there's much in the way of research demonstrating the healthy support of citrus oils for antioxidant development in the body. Now, there are, of course, many essential oils which support the body in similar ways. Now, I've enjoyed my time with you, and I'm looking forward to an opportunity in the future where I can talk with you in much more detail about the metabolic processes of the body. I would like you to consider that metabolism in the way that we've described today, of which an important part of that certainly is cleansing, is one of the most critical things that we can do and understand for improving and maintaining our health and wellness overall.